โ Alright. Good. Good. How do you commentate the
What did I miss? Let's see. 8 minutes in, we've got Ice Beam and Morph Ball for both Empress and Ralen Tankir. That's a pretty promising start, I'd say. Unfortunate, looks like Ralen Tankir must have missed the dash to the Hive Totem. And what have we got? And bombs behind the ship. Nice. So, let's see. Looks like we've got Frigate Crash Site coming up from Empress. And looks like Ralen Tankir is also going to be heading back to ship. So, and Wave Beam and Frigate Crash Site. Alright, so it looks like we've got a pretty crazy fast early game. Alright. So, Wave Beam and Ice Beam, Bombs and Morph. Let's just do a whole lot of things. Oh no, Ralen Tankir doesn't look to be just warping to start. Interesting. Or maybe they're going to take the elevator. Oh, I didn't see. Where's Space Jump? Oh, Nursery. Wow. Okay. Shame Empress didn't get the dash to the Frigate Crash Site item. That's pretty tough. I actually do the slope jump, and I'm not particularly consistent at it. So, yeah, that won't be that. That's not in logic until Space Jump. But that would have really cleaned things up. So a bit unfortunate. We're gonna have to go back for that. And a high five. And Empress will be going to get Space Jump, I assume. And actually, wow, still no missiles. I just noticed. I think. No, they do have missiles. Never mind. Yeah, I'm still catching up a little bit because I am late. So, okay, we've got missile launcher and half pipe, so that's the logical missiles. So once Empress gets these Space Jump in over in Nursery, then that'll be, well, that'll put missiles in logic. Looks like Ralen Tankir is attempting the slope jump. It's a tricky one. There's a few different places you can stand to try and get it. I like to use where they are right now, but this is one of the tougher ones, I think. Anyway, so this starting loadout is pretty interesting. Ice and Wave puts a whole lot in logic. That puts, like, Far Fen into logic. That puts Far Chozo into logic. Yeah. Ooh, that was pretty close by Ralen Tankir. Wavebuster in Gallery Tunnel. That's a spot. Wait, Empress did get wave. Oh, I didn't even notice. Wow. Okay. Good job on They must have gotten that dash then, huh? That's pretty crazy. Good job. Oh, and oh, that was really close by Ralen and Tankir. And we're going to Magmore for oh no, we're not. Okay. I thought we were. Looks maybe we're going as soon as we check Vault. Magmore seems very promising with bombs and Magmore too. Oh, nice job by Ralen Tankir. That's a really great wave beam. That'll be really helpful. And grapple in Vault. That's pretty nice too. So that's like practically all of Fen that's in logic now. Well, I guess yeah. There's a few plasma and there's some spider locked items, but that is a huge amount of Fen and logic. Oh yeah, needs Varia, of course. Good point. So this wave and ice then, without Fen and logic or Magmore, thinks maybe that this could be like Antechamber. Varia and Antechamber would be pretty nasty. But it could be. It also means like Tower of Light is in logic. There's a whole lot that it could be. And we've got plasma in the tree. Wow, this is looking like a lot of progression very early. I guess we'll have to see where everything else ends up. But yeah. So the major progression missing is Varia, Spider, boost to an extent. Super missiles will be hard required. Depending on where Varia shows up, super missiles could be in a really nasty location. What have we got here? Alright, that'll be a nice energy tank. Pretty... Oh, we're still only in Chozo. That would just be useful to have. And that space jump from Ralen. Looks like they will also probably be going to get this gallery tunnel and then maybe vault. Empress having a slightly tricky time with this standable getting over to Tower of Light. What makes the dash? So that'll be Tower of Light. It's great to see how quickly people are improving, you know. Some of these dashes and this movement is very tricky. I'm also a mentor in this tournament, and certainly, you know, you compare how quickly how good people are at racing already compared to like 2 weeks ago. It's very solid improvement from everyone. Right now, it looks like Empress is a bit ahead. Looks like mostly from getting the dash, the Hive Totem, very quickly, although I wasn't here to watch it. And then also getting that Wave Beam very fast. But other than that, they're taking mostly the same routes and mostly the same mostly the same items, and alright, and we're getting the vanilla Tower of Light, or at least the vanilla first part of Tower of Light. Vanilla full Tower of Light. I don't know if they didn't mean to skip that cutscene. I've done that many times. Or maybe they're just... I believe the first dash is the hardest. So maybe they're just doing the first... Oh, and we unfortunately missed that second dash. Tower of Light can be a real pain. Oh, and missed it again. There's our missile launcher from Ralen. Looks like they'll be doing the exact same route now. They didn't check the tree though, so that's a big piece of information they're missing. Unless maybe they checked it earlier somehow. That would be a bit surprising. Checking it without space jump is a bit of a pain. So while we're here, I'd like to remind you all to please follow our runners. Let me see if I know all these commands. I don't know the commands. And I don't know who else to follow. This is my first time doing this. Hope I don't get fired. Follow SpeedGaming for hosting all of our, hosting all of this. Okay. Sorry. Quick detour. Ralen is not doing Tower of Light. Anyway. Follow our tracker and me if you'd like to. And SpeedGaming if you want to keep up with the this rest of this mentor tournament and the rest of their speedrunning events. And okay, we're getting tree checked from Ralen, and there was just missiles in Tower of Light, so they are now a little bit ahead of Empress. Now we're moving into the meat and potatoes of Chozo. There's a whole lot that's available here. Probably get Watery Hull first, and then, depending on how spicy we're feeling, both Zoid and Flagra are in Logic. So, there's a whole lot possible. Okay, looks like we're checking top of Gathering Hall first, and looks like that's a PB expansion. That won't be needed for anything here, but when Varia inevitably shows up, that is always really handy for going through, cleaning up the routing through Magmore. Supers are hard required because of that plasma in the tree, so we could have a really nasty... Also, I mean, for rock. For Thargus. So there could be a really nasty plasma location with all of the progression they currently have. So we have a energy tank in Watery Hall. That'll be nice. It's always good to get a few energy tanks in early game, although it's not extremely necessary in Chozo. We won't be able to check Upper Dynamo just yet. So last thing here will be behind that water. getting that extra energy tank will be pretty nice for this, but depending on if it's something. Just an energy tank. Personally, I'd get that, but can't fault the racers for playing fast. Sure, I will explain this tournament to our chatter, who seems to be showing up for the first time. So this is the Metroid Prime Randomizer Mentor Tournament, and so what this is a bunch of beginner to intermediate Metroid Prime Randomizer players who don't really have much experience racing, and so this tournament has all of them pairing up with a set or a random mentor who is a Metroid Prime Randomizer player who's quite experienced, who can sort of guide these racers through, you know, the randomizer seeds and like teach them how to route and different tricks and stuff like that. And so, for this race, for example, each of these racers is in voice chat with a mentor right now, and so their mentor is helping them through the seed and the routing and what to expect and how to do tricks and stuff like that. So, for example, Ralen is currently being mentored by Astral Echoes, and Empress being mentored by Elias Thompson. And so, there will be 5 rounds of the tournament like this, where it's just 5 rounds of Swiss, and people will be paired up, or the mentees will be paired up with mentors, and then, as the, later on, once we get to the bracket, they will be abandoned, left out in the cold by their mentors, and forced to race on their own. A little bit, not quite true, but it'll be individual racing. They won't be in voice chat in the actual racing. So this is basically just a really good way for some of the more experienced Metroid Prime Randomizer players to sort of teach the less experienced ones what's up, and yeah, that's about it. So I am actually also a mentee in this tournament, and yeah, it's been really good. There's been a lot of racing going on in the community lately that hasn't been going on, and yeah, and so there's been a lot of racing going on. It's been really fun. So actually, here, if you're interested in this, I believe this is the command for if you'd like to check out the Metroid Prime Randomizer Discord. Here's the details for the bracket and the schedule and our Discord in the chat. So, if you want to hear about the tournament, as you may see, we are playing Metroid Prime Randomizer. Okay. And so basically what this is it's Metroid Prime, and then the items are randomized. The items are placed in such a way that it's... Oh, okay, they're supers. Such that you need to know a certain number of tricks and, you know, a certain number of sequence breaks. And then, by doing so, you'll come across these items, and then needed to complete the game, and then they will race each other, and they're racing each other to complete the seed as fast as possible. So they need to be able to, like, know how these movement tricks and where the items are expecting them to go, what tricks they can do with their items, and where to go, and stuff like that. And so this is because these are beginners, the trick logic is set to relatively easy tricks. So there's not anything crazy they'll be required to do. However, there are still some pretty tough tricks in this tournament that could be required. Yeah, this is a really interesting start, because now that I have all of the beans, but still no Varia. So that could be X-ray somewhere in... Yeah, I guess this early plasma has me thinking that Varia will probably be plasma locked, which really kind of sucks because that leaves the whole game open. Yeah, I wouldn't check upper furnace here because you need. They're going to. I would imagine they're going to be going back with plasma. They can check Elder Chamber here. Yeah, I would be going to Far Chosen to check Antechamber. Great Tree Chamber. No, I probably wouldn't check Great Tree Chamber, but Antechamber, and all of the Elders, and yeah, all of the Elders, Antechamber, and Elder Chamber. That's where I would be going right now. And then if it's not either of those, it's got to be some progression on Flagra. Yeah, I have also not seen the artifacts because I too was late. Oh, alright, so we have Empress returning back to Talon Forest. So this is our first real route divergence. So Ralen going to Farchozo to get those 3 checks that I mentioned that I would do, and it looks like we have Empress going to check probably Upper Root Cave and whatever that room up there is called. This will be nice and easy with the grapple, although you do logically need X-ray. So if we see something up here, that'll tell us that X-ray is hard required, or X-ray will be found somewhere in Chozo. And Ralen Tankir makes this slippery little walk up that up that spider ledge. So we've got Missile in Upper Furnace. And we've got Missile in Upper Root Cave. And what have we got here? And we've got Boost Ball up here. Alright. That is convenient, but it doesn't really unlock anything right now, I believe. Or I guess it could be... I missed... I missed Crossway. What was in Crossway? Because that could be Crossway item then. Ralen fighting these ghosts. Empress will probably be going to Farchozo from the back, so that's a really convenient route, actually. You won't have to fight these... It'll be really easy to get through to there. Yeah, so this frigate crash site climb that we're about to see Empress do is not in logic, but it's really, really convenient for getting to Farchozo. Being able to skip these long cutscenes and this wave door. We've got Missile in Hall of the Elders. Alright. Now, I hope Ralen knows to go do this wave door first. Yes. So this is a pretty slow way of getting to the top of Hall of the Elders that Empress will be able to just go around. And looks like Empress got that standable. I'm going to be able to see just a missile in Overgrown Cavern. Overgrown Cavern? Yes. And now we've got Elder Chamber. From what I understand, Elder Chamber or Antechamber has to have something. Or I suppose, yes, one of them, I believe X-Ray, has to be one of these items. No, spider. Interesting. That puts Flagra, both parts of Flagra, in logic, which is a real pain. Wow. Okay, so we have an artifact in Antechamber. Alright, so Empress has made up a fair amount of time, and probably with this boost will be able to catch up in movement. Empress has done a few more checks, but is a little bit behind in progression. Logical progression, that is. I'm going to just, yeah, well, I guess we'll be able to see Crossway again once Empress gets there, I'm sure. But and we'll see where Ralen ends up going. Ralen has Spider, so they will be checking Upper Dynamo. That's a good thing to get right now. Upper Dynamo is often very far out of the way, and has progression surprisingly often. Alright, let's see. What does Upper Dynamo have for us today? Just a missile. So now, unless my mind is failing me, I believe Flagra will have something, probably X-Ray. Varian X-Ray. Maybe. I guess it could just have Varia and X-Ray somewhere in Magmore. Okay, and it's just a missile in Crossway. So that boost tells me that probably the labs is probably our next location, or at least beginning of Fendrarma. So that boost may, if X-Ray doesn't show up here, because I believe it has to be Varia. That'll be really convenient for Empress, knowing that Labs is in logic. we theoretically could have thermal and gravity show up, and then Varia in a very inconvenient location. Whether that be... That would just be too cool. I can't see that happening. Great Tree Chamber is not in logic. That is invisible. That requires X-ray to be in logic. And while it is very easy to stand on and see, the main reason that's not put in logic is so that the racers can see and predict, you know, if they get the Great Tree Chamber and it's required, then they know that they have X-ray somewhere in their logic chain. And that's the same thing for Upper Root Cave. While you will see many racers do Upper Root Cave without X-ray, it is logically required for those checks so that people know where they can predict and read where their X-ray is likely to be if they find something in Upper Great Tree Chamber, or in Upper Great Tree Chamber or Root Cave. So it looks like Empress also is heading to Flagger. Let's see, Flogger will be finished shortly by Ralen. Let's see, do we have a vanilla Flogger? That would be funny. No! So, I believe that has to be, I guess, either Thermal or Varion Ghost. How inconvenient is that? I suppose technically, yeah. Yeah, so it has to be Thermal or Varia on Flagra. Now, if it's Thermal, that will be hilarious and evil. I don't think there's anything else in Logic that they haven't checked. So, these ghosts are pretty short and easy with super missiles available, although they do not have X-ray. But all it takes is a super missile and a charge beam to kill these ghosts, and the super missiles don't miss. So, although charge beam has an unfortunate tendency to often miss these guys. But it looks like they have plenty of missiles available. It'll be a very fast and easy fight. And with that, Empress has basically caught up to Ralen in terms of checks. Okay, wow. That puts Great Tree Chamber in Logic now. And I believe that has to be, once again, either Varia or... No, that puts all of... That puts... Whatever that puts all of the room where you get X-ray and vanilla, that puts all of that in Logic, actually, because that's boost in Logic. So Ralen will probably, let's see, looks like they will be going to, yeah, Life Grove. That puts all of Life Grove in Logic and Great Tree Chamber. Ralen looks like they will be doing the lucky and correct choice to go check out Upper Root Cave before doing Life Grove and Life Grove Tunnel and Great Tree Chamber. Yeah, this is a pretty evil seed, I'm not gonna lie. And that was a nice boost through the wall by Empress. That was fast and very quick to get that. Oh no, Ralen doing Tower of Light first, which is unfortunate because we know is nothing, but that is really a logical thing to do right now. And Empress now with a pretty sizable lead, having done Root Cave and Tower of Light already, and being rough and being the same in terms of progression as Ralen. Oh yes, main PBs are needed for Life Grove. Good point. Yeah, so that has to be Great Tree Chamber something. Either PBs or Varia, or... Yeah, we're rapidly running out of possible checks it can beat, as we're kind of stuck in Talon Overworld and Chozo right now without Varia. So Ralen is going to get the unfortunate news that it's just a missile expansion at the top of Tower of Light. If this is thermal, that could be very painful. I guess we'll see shortly. Ralen and Tankir getting the unfortunate finding that Tower of Light has nothing. And then they will likely be heading, well, either, we'll see, either to Far Chozo again, or to Top of Root Cave. We know that the Top of Root Cave is the correct, likely correct answer here. We'll see. Oh no, and it looks like Ralen is going back into Chozo. And okay, and here we've got Varia in Great Tree Chamber, which is, wow, a horrible location for Varia. Now, they have the choice of doing Great Tree, of doing Life Grove. Although they don't have main PBs, this would be a really convenient check to get out of the way, and I believe they have a single PB expansion. Training Chamber access, that's a pain also. Well, actually, they can get that now with Varia. Okay, and it looks like Empress will be doing Life Grove. I wonder where our main PBs are, because this boost is kind of suspicious. So I guess we will soon see if Ralen's choice to not check Root Cave is a good idea. We'll find out if this Life Grove tunnel and Life Grove is anything useful. Missile expansion in Life Grove tunnel. What have we got in Life Grove proper? Just another missile expansion in Life Grove proper. Empress will need to go find a PB, which is going to conveniently spawn from this guy here. What have we got in Life Grove? Just a missile in Life Grove. So, Ralen is not going to be punished for missing that boost. Unless they come back, which would be a greater punishment. So, I guess that puts Empresses going through Magmore now. Empress still a reasonable lead. But Ralen is not too far behind due to having some very nice checks and skipping some unimportant checks. So where is Empress now going? Not warping back to start. Maybe... I'm not sure where Empress is going now. Maybe going to... Yeah, I'm not sure. Ah, artifact and training chamber access. This is a good time to get that. With this, I believe Chozo is more or less fully cleared. I suppose there's also upper... I don't think Empress has checked upper Dynamo yet. And here, Ralen will be... Alright, we've got another divergence. Ralen, well, it's probably the same in the end. Ralen will be going back and checking Overgrown Cavern, and probably going to Magmore from there, rather than Training Chamber access. Yeah, this will be nice for Ralen. Skipping that artifact isn't a huge deal, because it's so close to the start location, and this way they can get Root Cave and Overgrown Cavern, and conveniently go right into Magmore. No PBs is unfortunate, but they do have X-Ray. Oh no. Oh, it looks like they're just looking for... Okay, they got a PB, it looks like. No, never mind. Okay, we just have an energy tank in magma pool, so... Well, a little bit inconvenient to skip that when you're right there. At least we'll be able to get this artifact and be on our way. And training chamber itself just has a missile. So, now with this basically this whole seed open, we are more or less missing the only progression items we're missing are main PBs, gravity, and thermal. What could be the worst locations for those? I want to hear from chat. What do you think the absolute worst locations we could have some of our next progression be? This has been a pretty nasty seed so far. I'm not sure how much worse it could get. Well, yes, we do need Phazon suit, but in terms of progression items that we're still looking for. Alright, where is Ralen going? Not going to Magmore. Looks like they might be going to get that training, that TCA artifact too. You need main PB's logic. Actually, I suppose this is go mode. Logically, thermal. Logically, thermal needs to show up. And also main PBs. Both of those need to show up for, logically, for Thardus and getting to OP. So, but I suppose that if you want to skip that, okay, and we've got lava. Oh, okay, this actually is convenient. Ralen will be able to get this artifact and then the lava lake artifact, and then route through all of the front of Magmore. So unfortunately, now Ralen is a bit behind Empress. It's been quite a close race so far, though, with very similar routing overall, despite the huge amount of early progression. No, you need... thermal is logically required for Thardus no matter what. I believe there is no artifact in PMT. Yeah, I guess it could also depend on where Phazon suit is. It could be that gravity suit is required for Phazon, which would be really inconvenient, and that even after getting all of these artifacts, they will have to go back and go find, I guess, yeah, Phazon somewhere in Frigate would be very awful. So let's see upper fiery shores. We have these. Oh, and there's thermal. And we'll get the lower fiery shores check from Empress, and that's just a missile. Alright, and that's just another missile. I will be right back, chat. I gotta quick eat something, but I'll be right back. Sorry about that, folks. I am back. Oh, Ralen found Phazon. Where was that? Oh, Phazon for Empress too. Okay, sorry. I've been missed a lot. It looks like. TTA. Interesting. They're just rushing artifacts, it looks like. Empress seems... This is quite a race. Looks like it could be a artifact and final boss race, which, Empress looks like they have a moderate lead, I'd say. Maybe a few minutes. With that said, a few minutes can go by in the final bosses like nothing. Ralen does not have thermal. That could be huge. When it comes to final bosses, anyway. Yeah, so Empress is a solid farthest fight time ahead of Ralen right now. Yeah, so Ralen is I'd say a few minutes behind. But depending on how final bosses and OP fights go, that could be very quickly made up. Although a lack of thermal will be potentially a big pain when it comes to final bosses. Empress making their way to mines, it looks like. No PBs in this Thardist fight. PBs can make this fight go a lot faster. You can blow up 2 of its stages right at the beginning, and then you can one-shot the last stage. But I understand maybe wanting to conserve your PBs, knowing that you're going to be heading into mines after this, so... We're going to check PPC here from Empress, I assume. Yeah, an extra energy tank would be really nice for both of these racers, I would say. With 4 E-tanks going into final bosses, it's kind of scary, so... I would be looking for an extra E-tank or something. Are we going to get the Omega Pirate skip? No, not quite. not going to check the boombox either, which makes sense. Rushing artifacts at this point makes sense. I would just be nervous about low health. So, speaking of how many how many energy tanks are required, I know that Ridley only requires 3 energy tanks, logically. But I'm not sure about how suits and final bosses work with that. Yeah, so we do have vanilla suit damage reduction here, so basically they have all of this since having found Phazon already. Yeah, I would like 5 E-tanks at a minimum. Well, yeah, 4 is alright, but I'd have to play much safer during final bosses than I'd like to with only 4. Just a missile expansion in Central Dynamo. Empress gonna just grab a PB drop and keep on going, it looks like. And Ralen and Tankir making their way also. Making their way also to PPC. So this is looking pretty good for Empress so far. Not only do they have a sizable lead, they do also have thermal, which should make Essence go significantly faster. But again, who knows how things might go with final bosses and OP. An unfortunate death here could cause a lot of problems, so here it's unlikely. Although lower mines is always a bit scary. Nice little 360 there from Empress. And we've got Empress heading into lower mines now, or yeah, the bottom of mines. I am surprised that there doesn't appear to be any interesting suit colors or visor colors going on. Personally, that's one of my favorite things about Randomizer, being able to just pick some cool colors, but I will say, actually, changing the visor colors and the scan colors can cause some problems looking for what the correct locations to scan for, you know, not elevators, but mostly like platform activations and stuff like that. Oh, and a rough fall from Empress there. Fungal Hall A is kind of a real pain to get back up if you fall down. Ralen going to kill the cloak drone, but going to skip the maze. Alright. Empress is just going to take this grapple. You can R jump it, but it's a little tricky. I wonder what PMT has for us today. I wonder if we'll even see it. Nope. Fair enough. We are in go mode. Will we see what Fungal Hall B has for us today? Just a nothing. A lot of Metroids in that room. Now this slope jump has been the bane of many people's existence. And looks like Empress 2 is having a real pain with this. But PB should clear out those Metroids and that'll do. And we'll pick up another PB drop, which is very handy. And we'll be able to just go through there with that slope jump. So, heading into MQB, Empress is at 1:16:40. So let's see how his time compares going into there. How many minutes behind? Empress is taking the vanilla route to get there. The Standable's a little bit of a pain, so that spider is convenient. Is that an E-tank in... I think that was an E-tank in MQB, which, again, I would personally get, but that's just me. Ralen making their way to PMT. Empress about to start their OP fight. This gets the nice animation skip in the beginning. So if you didn't know, all of the Elite Pirates and Omega Pirate have a sort of scripting bug where they won't start fighting you until they actually totally turn to face you. So what you can do is you can just keep on moving around them. You keep on strafing and they'll never go fighting you. So you can use that time while OP is not fighting you to just go and walk around it and blow up its armor. Ralen also having a hard time with the slope jump at the same time. And Empress not going for the super missile strategy, but the plasma instead. I find the plasma strategy to be much harder, but I've actually seen it from a whole lot of mentees in this tournament, which is kind of interesting to me. Ralen having a really tough time with this thing. And Empress misses the one cycle. Unfortunate. And Ralen makes that slope jump. Nice. Nicely done. That's a very convenient slope jump. Ralen. So Ralen I've missed it. Ralen entered MQB probably about 20 seconds ago. So they're a good 3 minutes behind Empress, which is not nothing, but again, that's something that could be made up on final bosses. Empress actually quite low on health. They did take a safety save before OP, which is, I think, a good idea. Alright. But Empress gets that... Okay, so it's just missing MQB. I miss... But Empress getting that takedown on... Ooh. Be careful, Empress. This is scary. But with super missiles, I think they should be okay. Oh, and they've got little life energy pickup. And we're gonna get super... Alright. And Empress is safe. Whew. Scary. Ralen now heading into OP. So if Ralen gets a 1 cycle here, that could make up some lost time too. Yeah, I personally find the super strat far easier as well. Okay, and Empress gets an extra energy tank, so that'll be nice for final bosses as well. A little late on that power bomb. If you power bomb OP, and rough pirate spawns. Wave pirates are bad for these. Anyway, if you power bomb OP right as he's doing this disappearing animation, you can make it so we won't spawn those. Alright, looks like Ralen got the timing. So Ralen should be okay, and it looks like Ralen knows the super missile 1 cycle strat. 2 missiles and BB, or the super missile, and 1 more super missile should do it. As long as we don't get anything unfortunate, like... Nice, and Ralen gets the 1 cycle. So that might be a reasonably significant time save over Empress. We are working with a pretty, yeah, I guess a moderately behind, with being a few minutes behind. I don't remember where the last artifact is, but I'm going to assume upper mines with Empress's group. Empress also going to grab this E-Tank. I like this. I think more E-Tanks going into final bosses the better. That way you can just be really aggressive and tank those hits from Exo while trying to snipe it. Alright, so we are both heading to main quarry. So Ralen going to do the vanilla strategy for getting up here. Fair enough. It's a little bit of a pain to do that without, if you don't know where you're going. Looks like my stream, okay, minor stream freeze, but looks like we're good. Ralen missing, or Ralen taking the time to get the boombox, but there's only a missile there. And Empress, let's see, Empress is just going to do the spider ball method, the vanilla method. The slope jump there is pretty tricky, so I cannot fault them for that. I think oftentimes I take more time to get that slope jump than just the vanilla method. So, Empress gets their last artifact at about 126. Ralen gonna get this energy tank too. And Empress warping back to start. This will be pretty close, though the lack of thermal is a real shame, I have to say. Yeah, exactly. There is a time lead by Empress, but with some good final bosses and some good movement, Ralen could still come back on this. Oh no, getting hit by these turrets is a pretty big loss. I would kill that space pirate. I'd hate to get knocked off here at this point. Just like that. Oh, and all the way down. What a shame. I'm sorry, Ralen. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to curse you like that. Looks so weird. Empress knows the Ridley strats, so this should go fast. You know, sometimes Ridley decides to be really mean and just no. All right. So 128.30. Ralen gets their last artifact, so they are about 2 minutes behind. 2.5 minutes. Really nice Ridley from Empress. Good luck and well done. Taking the safety save. I don't mind this. Final bosses can be scary. So it looks like we're just going to get the normal climb up Impact Crater, which is fair enough. The fast climb's a little bit of a pain. Need some tricky slope jumps. And if you get hit by a Metroid, you just fall down. So I don't mind this at all. Empress has got loads of missiles too, so we probably won't be seeing that that recharge station. Oh! Okay, and they've stuck the landing. They get... Oh, careful. Alright, good. Whew, scary. Being knocked all the way down Impact Crater is a real pain. So, Empress starting as Exo. Pretty fast start, double super missile, goes to the wave phase. Six E tanks should be plenty of health, they play aggressively. Ralen getting some slightly worse luck on Ridley with the flyby, it looks like. But hits that boost very quickly. But not doing the, not getting the rapid fire missiles on Ridley's chest, which is a little bit of a shame. Oh, there we go. There's the rapid fire missiles. Getting also some quite good luck going on this Ridley fight. We'll see if we get a charge. Yes. Oh, unfortunate. Alright, that's some good luck there. Empress making quite short work of Essence as well, or Exo as well. Oh no, and one more charge from Ridley. Alright, and there should be Ridley done. Ralen heading into final bosses, or heading into that crater too. Empress going into Subchamber 3. Pretty fast Exo so far. You have to be careful with these orbs. They do a lot of damage. Ooh, and gets hit. Did Ralen just do the climb? That's really good. Nice job, Ralen. That's a really good climb up the impact crater. Empress just gonna keep on super missiling Exo. 3 E-tanks should be plenty of health still, unless something goes terribly wrong. Some very bad luck or something like that. And Ralen starting Exo at the same time. A lot of orbs from Empress's Exo, which is a little bit of a pain. And Subchamber 4 for Empress. Ralen is in this. Alright, so... yeah, this is quite close. Subchamber 4 Exo can be a bit of a pain. Randomly charging sometimes and changing its color and stuff like that. Oh. Careful with these orbs, Empress. Careful. Whew. Close. Those things do like an energy tank when they hit you. So. I have died to those orbs before in a race. looks like there might have been a large energy drop. Yes, okay. So Empress can pick up that large energy now. That should be pretty convenient. Empress getting kind of low on health. I'm a little nervous here. All right, picks up that energy. That'll be Empress should be fine. We're on like the last stage or two of Exo. And that'll be Empress heading into Essence. Ralen getting hit by these beams. Unfortunate. Oh, okay, and Empress is going for the foolproof strategy, just normal. So what you can do is you can stagger Essence's animations to make it drop the pool faster. But it's a little bit of a pain, and it looks like Empress is just going to not do that. Go for this the normal method, just as normal as possible. Ralen still finishing up with X. Alright. Looks like. And Essence is dropping its third pool. We are just gonna go empty it out. Now, Empress should be, unless something horrific happens, Empress should be good to go. Unfortunately, Ralen is not quite finishing up, and there's the last pool. Ralen almost done with Exo, but Empress will be finishing up Essence right now. And there is time. GG's. GG's. Alright. So, yeah, that was a pretty awful scene. They did quite a good job with it. It was pretty clean routing. Yeah, I'd say that was quite clean routing, all things considered. 140 is pretty fast for how awful that was. And a close race too, yeah. So, I guess while we're waiting on people to show up in this post-game chat. Yep. GG's, Empress. I'm not quite sure how this SpeedGaming chat thing works. I need to send you an invitation or something. Close race. Let's see, I want to see where Gravity was, and maybe PBs. I can see main PBs. Gravity, oh, Storage Depot 8 Gravity. So, oh, invite to stream join. I don't really, this is my first time commentating, I'm not really sure what I'm doing, so, Iceland's East Mains, that's better. Sorry, I'm working stuff out for the post-game interview. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. This is my first time commentating. Alright, I'll see if I can. Invite. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to mess with something on this. Until I'm giving some instructions. I'm just working on DMing some people. Sorry, folks, we're having some SpeedGaming issues. Meanwhile, Ralen is just about finishing this. Fortunately, that lack of thermal visor is going to be a bit of a pain here. looks like Ralen will be finishing up this next round. Alright, it looks like we're starting to get our interviewers in. Alright, and we have the mentor for winner Empress, Elias Thompson, in here.
Hello, good game, Ralen.
Hello, Empress. GG's.
Thank you. That was a lot. That was very close. I got a little scared, honestly.
Yeah, it was close. Yeah, so a few things. It was quite close. There's some interesting things happened this race. Ralen skipped a few checks that you did. Routed a little bit easier, a little bit nicer in the early game, and got some checks earlier than you. But overall, I think you had slightly better movement, and then also there was a few checks. I think you picked up the boost in Root Cave earlier, and a few other things. And also, Ralen never got that thermal visor, which is really hurting them in this this Prime Essence battle that they're doing right now.
Did they have power bombs going into Thardis?
Yes, but they didn't use them.
Interesting. So they had to do Thardis without thermal.
Yes, they didn't have main PBs either. Neither of you picked up main PBs. But same thing, two power bomb expansions.
Gotcha.
So anyway, what did you think of that seed?
I was surprised. I was getting very worried early on when everything was in Chozo ruins.
Yeah, what
Because
did you
typically
think
that
about...
means we're doing a fun scavenger hunt to find Phazon suit somewhere.
Yeah, that turned out pretty quickly actually. But what did you think about that various suit location?
Honestly, I should have just seen it coming sooner.
So I think that's
It was in what?
opposite.
Sun Chamber backward? No, Sun Chamber backwards was X-ray. See, it was interesting because we were having the conversation since I was going in back Chozo through ship. We were having the conversation: should I go pop into to Life Grove now since I'm able to do it? And we said no, it's not in logic right now, so we'll just go back through the back Chozo loop and then go do Flagra because that's all in logic. And then as soon as we saw X-ray visor,
it can't be Varia. There's no way. So we need to go to Sun Chamber.
Yep.
and as soon as we saw X-ray and Sun Chamber, we just had to turn right back around.
Yeah, that was rough. So for example, at that time, just about the same time, Ralen did not have boost yet. Ralen hadn't done Upper Root Cave, and so they got that Varia, and they went through the front of Chozo. So they got that Varia, and they did Great Tree Chamber, and they completely skipped Life Grove because they didn't have boost yet.
Yeah.
So it was really close through basically all of that time, and then yeah, it was a very close race. So actually, and Ralen is just finished, so I will also DM Ralen and their mentor, the looks
There's
like...
Ralen.
Okay, so maybe the bot's working again.
Yeah, my bot doesn't have my Discord linked for some reason.
Okay.
So
So what? Anyway, all bosses required seed though, huh? It's pretty funny.
Second one.
that's
in a
my.
row.
It's my second seed in a row that was all bosses. So
Oh, that's terrible. GG's, Ralen. GG's.
Thanks. GG.
How did you feel about that seed?
I mean, it definitely was an improvement over my first week, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was actually quite a close race for actually, well, basically the whole thing.
Yeah, it was an interesting one, especially you know, we were talking a lot about routing and how this affects, and all beams early is can be weird sometimes.
Yeah. All beams early Chozo can be a little scary.
Yeah, those all beams before even going to Magmore.
Yep.
So, anyway, I guess while we're here, what post-game interview, what was your favorite part of that seed? What do you think you did well, or routing-wise, or anything really? And what did you really dislike?
I dislike probably that the essence fight wasn't really going well in the end. Like I had some half memories about how to do stuff and how not to do stuff, and then without thermal, it just didn't really go that great. Like I didn't need it, but especially on this low power bombs, which was probably something
Oh, yes.
I'd like to have a few more. I mean, at least there was a second one, so it was okay.
So, Thermal Visor, you were really close to it. It was an upper fiery shores. So, Empress, I believe you did that before you got phase on. Yes.
Yeah. I climbed up to Warrior Shrine as soon as I entered and got both of those checks, checked that area of Magmore, and then headed towards Phendrana.
So, I guess, and then with that, well, Empress, what was your favorite part of that seed? What do you think went well or poorly or interesting?
Oh, that's a great question. I think I made the right call once I got Plasma looping back around to Great Tree Chamber. Great Tree Chamber. I think that was a really good call, getting Boost Ball early. And generally, I think the routing from getting Plasma and then going... What?
There's a Arbor Chamber, not Great Tree.
Sorry, Arbor Chamber, thank you. Yeah, getting Plasma and then going through Chozo through the back, I think was a pretty good call.
Very nice. Any last comments or anything you'd like to say before I guess we end this race and this broadcast? Either of you, anyone? Elias, you got anything to say?
I am proud of Empress, and for the race to be as close as it was, both of you would have had to play this seed pretty well, and I think you both played pretty well, so GG's.
GG's indeed. All right, everyone.
It felt good. But yeah, I wanted at least to shout out. There was definitely some improvement noticeable over last week, even some stuff that I'd remembered, and I've already learned quite a bit from my two mentors. So shout out to them too.
Both of you did very well.
This was my first time getting Hive Totem skip in a run.
Oh, nice.
Typically, I have to sit there and fight Hive. So I was very happy I managed to actually get that dash off.
Don't remind me. I actually did the skip and then went into the cutscene anyway, or into the fight anyway.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Like I had the morph collected, and then on the way back I did not jump right and just went straight down the middle. So yeah, that was actually something that didn't go well.
Fair enough. It happens to all of us. All right. Well, with that said, GG's both of you. If you'd like to follow the racers, please follow the racers. Not if you'd like to. If this is a command. The links to their discords are in the stream chat, and same with the links to their Twitch as in the stream chat, and same with the Metroid Randomizer Discord. If you'd like to follow our wonderful tracker, Fishing Boo, or me if you'd like, that is all there. And GG's, and see you all next time.
See y'all next week.
See you next mission.